Hello, everyone. Thank you so much and welcome to the Urban Assembly Virtual College Fair hosted via StriveScan. Thank you so much for joining us. Few housekeeping items before we get started. This is a webinar. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. We do encourage you to list the institution that you are asking the question to. This helps our presenters answer those questions a little bit more quickly and correctly for you. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This presentation is being recorded as well as all of the others from the Urban Assembly College Fair sessions and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/urbanassembly. We have an awesome lineup for you today. So without further ado, I want to pass it over to what you came here for. First up is Skidmore College.
Hey everyone, my name is Xavier McKenzie. I'm one of the assistant directors at Skidmore College Admissions, as well as the coordinator of diversity initiatives. And I'll talk to you a little bit about Skidmore. So Skidmore is located in Saratoga Springs, New York. It's about 3 hours away from New York City. It's not too far. You can actually get here by Amtrak, so it only takes a couple of episodes of Supernatural. We have excuse me, an 8-to-1 student-faculty ratio. So students definitely have the opportunity to connect with their faculty members. I often describe the relationship between students and faculty as second parents, best friends, and therefore academic support and also social and emotional support. If you've ever seen Boy Meets World, everyone gets their own personal Feeney experience. If you've ever seen Mean Girls, I like to describe the professors as the Gretchen Wieners to the students Regina Georges. But basically, if both those references go over your head, just know that that friend that you have now that blows up your phone with text messages, calls, or you're finding strange notes in your locker or book bag, that's pretty much how professors operate. So it's not rare to see a professor out to lunch with a student. In fact, faculty members will invite entire classes to their homes. They'll have group discussions and most notably a free meal. And I don't know about anybody here, but usually when free food is mentioned, I'm not asking questions. You only got to tell me twice. So if you have that same habit, I think it's going to be a great environment for you. We have about 2,600 students total, so not too big, not too small. Small enough that if you meet a good group of friends, it's not hard to weed them out from the rest, but large enough that if you get tired of them, there are hundreds of new students you can introduce yourself to. Being a liberal arts institution, we have a variety of different majors and minors to choose from, a combination of over 60 plus. You can get as specific as you want in terms of what you want to study, but something I will warn you about is that Skidmore does not agree with your comfort zone. So we'll try to push you out of that as much as possible to get you acclimated to something that you may not have normally seen yourself doing when you originally got there. We want you to explore new things, try new opportunities, and we have a lot of different programming set in place to make sure that you explore as much as possible. Over 60% of our students study abroad. We cover about 6 of the 7 continents with about 120 different programs. If you're interested in going to Antarctica, just know that you don't necessarily need to make the trip. You can just spend the winter here at Saratoga Springs. It'll pretty much be the same thing. But financial aid carries over, so the only thing that you're worrying about is personal souvenirs when you bring them back home. And research opportunities and internship opportunities as early as the first year. Skidmore is located in Saratoga Springs. So to the left of the campus, there is the North Woods. Got 150 acres of explorable land. If you want to hike, climb the trails, if you want to pick up skiing in the winter, camp out, all of this is possible. Students use it as a leisure space, but also an outdoor active space. And to the right of the campus, either a 15-minute walk or a 2 to 3 minute drive is the heart of Saratoga Springs, which I describe as New York City's Times Square, minus the angry people and skyscrapers. So you can make eye contact with other people. You don't have to be suspicious of strangers who are too nice to you. There's a shortage of free mixtapes being sold. You got 150 restaurants to choose from, bowling alley, a movie theater, an outdoor state park. You have an outdoor concert hall. You have a Wally's World and a Walmart and Target. You have a mall area. So everything that you need is essentially in the downtown area. I think in a positive light, our students lead a double life on campus and off campus. And they have a nice balance between the outdoor, the city, and the campus life. So it's highly recommended that you explore Saratoga Springs if you have the opportunity to visit Skidmore. We don't have any Greek life at Skidmore College. We're entirely built of different clubs and organizations. We have about 120 in total. I usually like to highlight the more quirkier clubs you might not hear of as often. For example, we have a Quidditch team. Can't assure you that you'll be able to fly, but if you want to run around with a broomstick and hit people, it's very cathartic. You don't have to worry about who you hurt. There's a medic present during each of the games. They get into a lot of heated debates with the ultimate Frisbee team. So if you're about that life, by all means, feel free to join. We have the Knitwits for students who really love to knit. Even if you have no experience knitting, they'll actually adopt you and teach you how. I think it's a great resource to use, especially during the winter. It's one of the few places on campus that in terms of the Skidmore community, where students are dressed anywhere between the 60s to the present day with no judgment. Our squirrels have their own Instagram profiles and accounts. A lot of their students, including even faculty and staff, get a lot of their information from a student meme page. And you can be walking towards any building on campus and a student and faculty member that's ahead of you will hold open the door for you. So it's a really amicable community. I highly encourage a visit, but also exploring the virtual resources that we have. But my name is Xavier McKenzie. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have about Skidmore, and I'm always available as a resource. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have SUNY Purchase.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. I am putting this into the chat, my contact information. Before I start sharing my screen, just to give you a little general information on myself, my name is Janine Benson. I am a senior admissions advisor in the Office of Admissions at Purchase College, SUNY. And just to give you a little information on myself as well, yes, I'm a senior admissions advisor in the Office of Admissions at Purchase College, SUNY. Sorry, I'm just getting my timer started here too. My travel territory is New York City. I also oversee the Educational Opportunity Applicants, also known as EOP, a state-funded program for students who qualify academically as well as financially, which I'll cover a little bit on in my presentation. I also oversee our arts management applicants, which is one of our somewhat independent major, operates somewhat independently. I'll discuss that if any of you are interested in such majors as business administration. We don't offer business. This is one of the majors that's the closest to business, along with economics. And then you'll see my contact information again. So on that note, Purchase College is one of the 13 colleges of liberal arts and science within the State University of New York. We are located approximately 40 minutes north of New York City. So we're in a suburban setting in Westchester County. Our total enrollment is approximately 4,200 students, and among 4,200 students, approximately 4,100 students are in our undergraduate programs, while we have approximately 100 students that are in our graduate programs. So approximately 56% of our students are majoring in our liberal arts and sciences, while approximately 38% of our students are in the School of the Arts. And then we have approximately 6% of our students that apply undeclared. And we like to say that those students that apply undeclared are still discovering. Purchase is also very unique. All of our students are required to submit a statement on what Think Wide Open means to them. Yes, Think Wide Open is our motto. It's how we live at Purchase. We're very an intense community with a deep respect for individuality and diversity, with an unparalleled environment with creativity and innovation. So all parts of the rainbow are represented at Purchase. We're very welcoming to the LGBT community. We're very diverse, not only when it comes to geographically, but ethnically. We have approximately 40 states that are represented, although approximately 83% of our students are from New York State. But seeing that we're very mixed with 40 states being represented, as well as over 30 countries represented. Purchase has been ranked by US News and World Report as one of the top liberal arts colleges within the Northeast tier, as well as one of the top public liberal arts colleges. So you name it, we pretty much have it at Purchase. And if it doesn't exist, it could be started up as a club, knowing that we have unique clubs and organizations, as well as unique traditions, which I'll get into momentarily as well. I do want to get into how academically rigorous we are. We have standard admission and we have EOP, so I'll go over that somewhat quickly, just to make sure I'm giving myself enough time here again. So we're basically, for standard admission, we're basically looking for a B+ student. So basically an 87, 88 overall grade point average. We are test optional, and we have been test optional prior to this pandemic. So it's going on our 4th year that we have been test optional. We require that all students submit a letter of recommendation. I always encourage students to submit at least 2 letters of recommendation because we want to get to know as much as we can about you. And if one should submit test scores, of course, we super score. We'll go with the highest of the SAT. Basically, what we're looking for SAT for students who choose to have their scores to be part of the review process. If they check off yes, we're basically looking for 1170 of those 2 components on the SAT. Again, we do super score, but our mean average for the SAT is approximately 1140. The average for ACT score is a 24 composite. And of course, we'll take the highest composite. I also wanted to point out too, which I didn't get a point to point out. You'll also find that we're quite unique at Purchase when it comes to not only us being very diverse and mixed, but with us being a liberal arts college, we also are a liberal arts college where we also offer professional training programs for students who have a background in the arts. And on that note, I do want to get into how small we are, because our average classroom size is approximately 14 students to a professor, or actually, I'm sorry, our student ratio to professor ratio is 14 students to a professor. Our average classroom size is approximately 24 students, and it can even be smaller than that, in particular when it comes to our School of the Arts students. So when it comes to our School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, just to give you a few examples of our most popular majors, are biology as well as psychology. Those are 2 popular majors within our School of Natural and Social Sciences. We also have our School of Film and Media Studies, which consists of such majors as new media, cinema studies. There's also a Bachelor of Fine Art and Film within our School of Film and Media Studies. Yeah, there's a School of Humanities, such as philosophy, history, just to name a few. And then when it comes to our School of the Arts, we have our School of Art and Design. So just to give you a quick scenario of some of the concentrations: sculpture, graphic design, printmaking, art of the book, painting and drawing, photography, just to name a few. We have our Conservatory of Dance, which is a Bachelor of Fine Art, 50% ballet, 50% modern. As time progressed, students can do a concentration such as composition production. There's also the Conservatory of Music, numerous concentrations such as jazz, vocals, studio production, studio composition. There's numerous genres within studio production and studio composition. Our Conservatory Theater Arts consists of our BFA acting, which is drama, comedy. There's also a BFA in theater design technology, such as lighting design, set design, technical direction, costume design. That's my timer, but I'm just going to point out quickly that this gentleman that was just in this slide here, he is our co-chair of theater design technology, and he's won numerous awards, lit numerous Super Bowl production, halftime production. So these are the type of students that are, these are the type of faculty that our students are being taught by when it comes to our School of the Arts, knowing that our rule for students that are in the School of the Arts is that they're being taught by working professionals who are still working on their craft.
Thank you so much. We do have to move on to Marymount Manhattan College. Next up, we have Marymount Manhattan College.
Not able to share my video.
Okay.
It's been stopped by the host.
All right, let me fix that. My apologies.
No worries. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everyone. I'm going to follow Janine here. And I'm going to enter in my contact information as well as the inquiry card for you guys to fill out, which connects to today's event. Also going to go ahead and share my screen for the presentation. So good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully everyone can see this. My name is Estrella Redondo. I am the Senior Associate Director of Admission at Marymount Manhattan College. So we are a small private institution. We are located located, as you can see, in Manhattan, specifically in the Upper East Side. So it's a residential area of Manhattan. And we have the best of both worlds of being in New York City. So it's a quiet residential area, but you're still in the heart of the city. You're able to hop on the train and get to Times Square very easily, Wall Street for an internship, and anywhere really in New York City pretty quickly. We are right by the Q train for any of you that are traveling to us from, like, let's say Queens or Brooklyn. And then we'll also buy the 6 train if you're traveling to us from, like, let's say the Bronx or Manhattan. This is our front main entrance. Moving right along. I just wanted to take a couple of seconds to have you guys read on who we're about, what our goal is for once we have you enter Marymount, and what our goal is for the type of student and the type of individual that we want you to become once you graduate. So I'll just really quickly read the second piece, which is to empower individuals to become creative change makers and people who inspire others to action and who advance their communities through innovative and impactful thinking and doing. The back end of this slide is a picture at one of our graduations pre-COVID. Some quick facts about Marymount Manhattan College. Again, I've mentioned some of this already, being that we're small. On here it says nearly 1,900. We're actually under 1,900 as far as our student population. Our student to faculty ratio is 11:1, so it's a really, really great number. You have a lot of opportunity to meet with your faculty one-on-one, and average classroom size is 15 students in a class, and there will be times where your class will be as small as 8 students or 10 students in a class. We have 32 majors, 45 minors. We'll go a little bit more in depth on the majors on a few slides. And then on the bottom, we'll give you an idea of what we're looking at, or rather what we brought in this past fall semester as far as grades and SAT scores. Marymount Manhattan College became test optional as soon as COVID hit. And we just received word that we will be test optional for the following year. Fingers crossed that we can one day permanently become test optional. But for now, for any juniors, we will be test optional for next year. The map here on the right-hand side, this yellow looking map, will show you the 3 different buildings we have on campus. So our main campus, where you'll be taking classes on 71st Street, but then we also have 2 residence halls, one on 55th Street and one down in the Village. If you're traveling to us from New York City, like I said before, you can easily hop on the train and get to us pretty quickly. And here are the majors that I promised we would look over. So we have a whole division of fine and performing arts, which includes acting, musical theater, dance, and art. Really quickly for art, we just received a $25 million gift to the college, and we will soon be building a whole new visual arts center that we're super duper excited about. We also have our division of communication and media arts, with a lot of hands-on majors like digital journalism, digital video production, excuse me, I'm talking over myself, communication arts, and some other majors where you're able to learn the journalism part on campus with the computer labs that we have. So again, really hands-on major. We have a whole division of natural sciences, so biology, biomedical sciences for any future doctors in the room. We have our division of HomSoc, which is what an internal word we use, humanities and social sciences. So politics and human rights is a popular major, interdisciplinary studies, international studies. That program, we actually have a joint program with United Nations. So those students are able to spend a whole semester interning in the United Nations. And the rest of the majors you'll see on here. And then on the right-hand side, this just gives you an idea of how your classes will be broken up throughout all 4 years. So going to a 4-year institution, you'll take classes in your major, but you'll still take general education courses. So you'll still have to take math and English and social studies. But when you get to college, you'll just have more options. This is our student profile, where our students are coming from as far as ethnicity, location, in-state versus out-of-state, and as well as gender. We do have a good number of students at Marymount Manhattan College that are gender nonconforming. We're looking to add that information hopefully for next year's slide, and we are an LGBTQ friendly campus as well. career services, just like any other college, we have a career services department, and they're going to help with resume writing, cover letter writing. We'll even go as far as lending our students suits for once they need one for their big interview. On the back slide of this, you'll see some images of the different companies that our students are interning at and where students are getting jobs after graduation. We also offer something, it's called a stipend for students that might get an internship that doesn't pay them. We will be able to offer some type of assistance. And I see Sarah's face, so I have about 20 seconds left. Study abroad, I'll skip over that. We do have it, although we're not doing it right now. We have the 2 residence halls, and then how to apply, a common application or your application directly to us off of our website. Most students will apply regular decision. And then if you have any questions at all, my contact information is in the chat box. Please reach out, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have CUNY Brooklyn College.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to try to share my screen. Okay. So my name is Mikari Agapito. I'm one of the admission recruiters at Brooklyn College. You will see here my email address. So if you have any questions after this presentation, feel free to email me. It will take me 24 to 72 hours to respond to your questions. Okay, so Brooklyn College. The college comprises of 13 buildings on a 35 acres, 3-line campus. We are located in Midwood section of Brooklyn. It was ranked one of the 15 most beautiful college campuses by bestcolleges.com in 2018, 2019. We were also ranked top for most diverse student body in the North region. You will join a dynamic and diverse academic community made up of students from all over 150 countries. Speaking 105 languages. Currently, we have 17,735 undergraduate and graduate students enrolled on our campus. So Brooklyn offers 82 undergraduate majors in business, education, humanities, performing arts, sciences, social sciences, and pre-professional and professional studies. Divided among 5 schools of studies, as you see here listed: Murray Kopelman School of Business, School of Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, School of Natural and Behavioral Sciences, and School of Visual Media and Performing Arts. Our pre-professional program, where we have a pre-health and a pre-law track. Students will be paired with a pre-health advisor and or a pre-law advisor to help you plan out your curriculum so that you can succeed and move forward to the advanced program. Our Bachelor of Fine Arts, there's a 2-fold application process here where students have to meet the admission criteria as well as fulfill the requirement for the audition. We also have honors program, as you see listed here, the William McCauley Honors College. We are one of 8 senior colleges in CUNY that house this program. We have also the coordinated BA MD program, the coordinated pre-engineering program, and the scholars program. Our general admissions requirement for CUNY at this time, we are now looking at SAT, ACT exams. We don't know if we're ever going to look at these exams. It's up for debate. We're right now looking at your official high school transcript, your overall academic average, curriculum rigor, proficiency in math and English, and we look at your math and English overall GPA. If you have your New York State Regents examination, we take a look at that too. College essay is recommended, not mandatory. We also have opportunity programs on our campus, the Percy Ellis Sutton SEEK program. It's a 2-fold admission process. Students have to meet the academic requirements as well as the income eligibility to be considered to the program. So we have resources on our campus available to our students. We have the Learning Center, where if you need you have academic needs, you need a support. We do have tutors that can help you with your academic needs. We also have the Career Development and Internship Center, where you will be paired up with a career advisor to help you develop your resume, enhance your interview skills. We have the Black and Latino Male Initiative, the LGBTQ Resource Center, our International Student and Scholar Services. We have lawyers who volunteer their time to help students who have any questions in terms of their immigration status. We have Center for Student Disability Services, where they make available tools that will help students with their academic needs. We also have on our campus, now it's virtual, we have social services and case managers to help students with their personal needs so that it won't interfere with their academic goals. This is our tuition cost. We always encourage students to file for financial aid. Financial aid application becomes available to students or to the public by October 1st. So simultaneously, as you're applying for colleges and universities, you can also apply for financial aid to help you with the tuition expenses. Besides academic life, we also encourage students to have a social life. We have 150 academic special interest and social club that you can participate in. If you see that none of these clubs interest you and you have an interest or a hobby and you feel that it should be incorporated into the club house, guess what? We encourage students to petition. You just need 7 signatures, forward it to Student Affairs. They'll review it and they'll make the decision whether or not it's a perfect fit to, for our campus. We also have a newspaper and radio student run. We do have faculty members that oversee it, but it's predominantly run by the students. The college also participates in the NCAA. We are 3rd division, so we do not offer athletic scholarship. We do offer merit-based scholarship. I see Sarah, so I guess I have only a few seconds. Students, I didn't mention this, but if you are interested in film, we do have a film department, prepare students to become professional in the film industry. You don't have to have a portfolio. You don't have to have like a short film. You will be prepared by faculty members who are already in the industry.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Albright College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ian Ammerman. I am from Albright College. In addition to working in the admissions office, I also am an alum of the college. So if you do have any questions about life at Albright in or outside of the classroom, I can help you with those as well. For a quick overview about Albright College, we were established in 1856 in Reading, Pennsylvania. We are a very tiny campus. It's only about 114 acres, so it might take you 15 minutes to walk from one end to the other. During a normal non-COVID year, we have about 1,800 day students, and that works out to a faculty to student ratio of about 14 students per professor. Our classroom sizes are usually 12 to 15. For your first year seminar courses, you might have as many as 30. For some upper level classes, you might have as few as 4 or 5 additional students in the class with you. So you really do get an intensive kind of one-on-one interaction with your professor. We, as a campus, really value our diversity. About 50% of our student body identifies as non-white, and we are very passionately anti-racist, which speaking as an alum and an employee, it feels very good to be a part of an institution that has been so firmly outspoken in our beliefs. On the left here, you can see a breakdown of the averaged costs that each of our students would incur on a yearly basis. This is with a standard room occupancy and the unlimited gold meal plan. So these facts and figures can change a little bit depending on your own choices. On the right-hand columns, you can see a breakdown of the financial aid that we offer our students. And as you can see, it's fairly robust. About 97% of our students receive merit-based financial aid. That is entirely through the generous donations of our alumni. They're phenomenal. We do have additional grant money available for students that really need us to take a second look at their financial aid package. So if you receive an initial package that looks a little weak, please go through the appeal process and we can drum up some additional funds for you. We do offer one full ride every year through our Warren Davis Scholarship. About the top 10% of the class will be invited to participate in that interview and audition process. The only other major financial aid scholarships that you need to worry about are our talent awards, which is actually a program that I head on campus. We're known for being one of the top 25 most artistic schools in the kind of Eastern United States. The talent awards are our way to facilitate new talent coming to campus. Basically, any kind of creative contribution can be accepted and considered for a scholarship. Everything from singing, dancing, acting, playing an instrument, to managing your own YouTube channel, designing your own clothes, running an Etsy store. They're all different kinds of creative expression, and we value all of them equally. As far as academics go at Albright, the biggest takeaway that I want to leave you with is choice. We have over 80 different departments majors declared on the books, but that factors out to over 150 different possible combinations. At other schools, you might be able to dual major, where you double down on your work in 2 different areas. At Albright, we allow you to smash 2 different disciplines into 1 course of study. So in no additional time, you can complete your requirements in 2 different majors and graduate with a degree in both subjects. For example, I graduated with a degree in English and theater, so I studied in both departments and studied where the 2 blended together. Some of our more popular majors on campus are biology, specifically our pre-med and pre-nursing tracks. Business administration is huge. Psychology is going to be big at most liberal arts schools. And our computer science program is actually continually growing. Some of the more unique majors that we offer, based on, again, on that artistic school status, is our fashion and costuming design. Our students are actually presenting their work at New York Fashion Week this coming year, which is very exciting. We have video game simulation, design, and development on our campus. We also have music industry studies. Instead of kind of classical music that you might study at other institutions, our students run a record label and have multiple recording studios available to them. We want to give them the practical experience of making music today, using the kind of equipment and skills that they're going to need as soon as they start in the workforce. That kind of emphasis on experiential learning is something you're going to find at Albright in all of our departments. As far as life on campus goes, we have a variety of residence halls available to our students. Albrightians do live on campus all 4 years. As a freshman, you get the most traditional college experience in the first year quad. So 4 dorm buildings arranged around a central grassy courtyard, co-ed hallways, bathroom on either side, communal laundry room in the basement. Laundry is free at Albright. We really want you to wash your clothes. By all means, please do it. Tell your friends too as well. There are a variety of different meal plans available to you and different eateries on campus in addition to our all-you-can-eat cafeteria buffet. So you can really pick and choose whatever's going to work best for your style and your schedule. Albrightians tend to be involved in clubs and activities. We have over 80 declared on the roster right now, and it's super simple to start your own club or organization if you do find a niche for it on campus. It's very rare that we're only involved in one thing. There are study groups, there's honor societies, we have Greek life on campus, three fraternities, 3 sororities, and 1 co-ed organization, all of which are very philanthropic based, but the co-ed group in particular is very volunteer heavy. And of course, we have all kinds of different artistic venues available. We're a Division III school, so we offer all kinds of different sports teams. And we do offer both the Common App and our own free application online. We operate with rolling admission, so there are no hard and fast deadlines, and we're one of the first schools to be test optional, so you don't need to worry about the SAT or ACT when applying to all. Finally, those are our social media links. We would love to get in contact with you further. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the Q&A for me.
Thank you so much. Next up, we're going to Bard College. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having me here today. It's great to be here with Urban Assembly. My name is Kate Hardy. I use she, hers pronouns. I'm Senior Associate Director of Admission at Bard, and I'm also a Bard alumna, class of 2007. I studied literature with a concentration in gender studies at Bard, and then went on to graduate school in social work, and I've had, at this point, a 15-year career in admissions. So the beauty of the liberal arts is that you never know where it's going to take you. And that's sort of where I'm going to start today. me. I chose this picture really intentionally for my cover slide because it's one of my favorite photos of Bard in a lot of ways, not just because of the socks, which I think are an incredible little window into how expressive and individualistic and inclusive the Bard community is and Bard students are, but it's also a really wonderful juxtaposition between the classical structure in the background, which is Manor House, which is an 18th century mansion, one of 3 manor houses on our campus. It's the fusion of 3 different Hudson River Valley estates. And I think about that as it's a residence hall now, students live in it. It's also a really wonderful social space for events downstairs. There's a beautiful cafe. But I think about that as representing sort of the classical structures of the liberal arts, the multidisciplinary learning, the collaborative relationships that students have with their faculty. And in the foreground is a structure called Stargon. It's a really large scale sculpture. I think that's really indicative of how important the arts are within the academic structure at Bard. We see the arts as academics and not extracurriculars. And I think that leads to our students having a lot of space to be creative and original and to think outside the box and to also push against the boundaries of those traditional structures. We are the kind of place that teaches students to be critical of institutions, including Bard. And so we really encourage students to be contributors of original work within their experience in all different kinds of dynamic ways. Bard's Annandale and Hudson campus, this is all 1,000 acres of Annandale and Hudson, is located on the Hudson River, about 2 hours north of New York City. We're about 15 minutes away from the Amtrak station in Rhinecliff. So it's a really distinctive balance between having proximity to New York City and never being that far away from home if you're from the 5 boroughs. And I myself live in Woodside, so I do this trip a lot. But also being far enough away that there is a really vibrant and active campus culture, and you really are getting that quintessential residential campus experience that is pushing you out of your urban comfort zone in a lot of ways. Our campus, by all accounts and by most college guidebooks accounts, is classified as a rural campus, and that's fair. There are literally 2 farms on our campus that filter 30,000 pounds of produce into our dining hall. It's exceptionally beautiful. But I think what we also do a lot of work on is honoring the fact that, like all beautiful, fertile land in this country, this was colonized. And the evidence of that you can really see all over. And this is one example. And I actually learned about Bard as a junior in high school through an archaeological field school that was interrogating the history of slavery and servitude in the Hudson Valley. And I think we really try to be mindful of it as we have the privilege of being on this beautiful land, in this beautiful space, something that I think we've all really appreciated in this time of COVID. And it's allowed us to be in person all year long because we do have such space to work with. And I think but we're continually mindful, I think, about what that means in terms of our institutional history and our personal privilege. A lot of fast facts on here. Bard has most things that all small liberal arts colleges have, which is small discussion-based classes, truly collaborative relationships with your faculty. Your faculty see you and treat you as a force to be reckoned with. They treat you as a colleague, and that comes to fruition in our academic program as well. We have, again, an incredibly vibrant and active campus community, 180 different student-run organizations on campus that shift with the interests and needs of the students. So it's not a stagnant hierarchical social scene. It's a very dynamic one. And we give all hundreds of thousands of dollars that we have to give to student activities to the student government to allocate those funds for students by students. So it's a really democratic system for setting up how students spend their time. Bard also doesn't function as a gated community, and I think that that's a really important part of our identity, is that our campus in Annandale is not closed off to our local communities, to our regional communities, and to the world. Social justice is not just a hashtag at Bard, it's real work. And part of that is done by students who get paid to run their own civic engagement initiatives through our Trustee Leader Scholar program. That's how the Bard Prison Initiative began. Watch College Behind Bars. You can stream it for free on PBS Learning Media. It's on Netflix and Amazon Prime. It's one of the best windows into Bard and what makes Bard different. And we also have an international network of campuses through the Open Society University Network. And we run 7 different high school early college programs. And we have an early college partnership with the Urban Assembly. So if you're taking a Bard sequence course, amazing. We love to see that. And we're excited to have your journey perhaps continue in Annandale.
And again, all Bard students have things that are held in common, and that's what our academic traditions are about. We have 5 of them. I'm really just going to focus on language and thinking quickly, which is our 3-week-long program that we introduce students to their college experience with. And then the senior project, which is everyone's professional caliber contribution to their field. These things only exist at Bard. You can apply to Bard in lots of different ways. The most important thing to know is that we've been test optional since 1969, and there is no application fee. We give a tremendous amount of NeedBased Financial Aid. It's about making Bard affordable for students from a wide array of socioeconomic backgrounds. And it works. Bard students are super employable. We do a lot of work around helping students to market themselves as liberal arts graduates. And again, the beauty of the liberal arts is that it never boxes you into one particular career path. And I'm really looking forward to keeping in touch with all of you as your journeys continue. I'm going to drop my contact info in the chat and look forward to staying in touch. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much. We do have a quick time, a little bit of time left. So if all of our presenters could join me back on camera. We'll start with Skidmore College. If you could give one piece of advice to someone going through the college search process, what would that one piece of advice be?
Sure. I would say to take advantage of all the resources that are presented to you. I think for the first time in a long time, everyone is pretty much on the same playing field in terms of reaching out to different colleges across the US, across the country. So whatever you're interested in, definitely take advantage and do the research. You'd be surprised at what you find.
SUNY Purchase.
I would say now's the time to start. If you haven't already, it's never too early to start. Definitely go to all colleges and universities that you're interested in, their web pages. There's a lot of good information that you'll find on colleges' websites. And that's basically it.
Marymount Manhattan College.
A lot of what has already been mentioned. I think also just not being afraid to reach out to us. I know sometimes we seem like scary people, but we're really not. So just pick up the phone and call us or email us and ask us any questions you have. Sometimes it'll be a question, just a general college application process question. So definitely reach out to us. That's what we're here for.
CUNY Brooklyn College.
I echo the same thing. Do your research. Definitely contact us. We are available. And also create a college board account. I always tell my high school students, college board also help you to navigate and narrow down the list of colleges and universities.
Albright College.
I think the best advice I can give is to say yes to the experiences that are being offered to you. If there's something that you haven't come across, to take the opportunity to kind of explore for the first time. A lot of colleges are intentionally creating opportunities for you to push yourself in a new direction. Try everything once, try it twice if you weren't so sure about it, 3 times if you liked it.
Bard College.
I would echo a lot of what's been said and just say to keep an open mind and think outside the name brands, think outside the rankings. There are thousands of incredible colleges out there doing incredible work. Brand does not necessarily equal quality. It does not necessarily equal the right fit for you as a student. So just continue to engage and continue to be excited about all of the possibilities out there. This is your process. It's nobody else's. And this is a really exciting time to take advantage of that.
Thank you so much to our presenters. This is a very busy week for institutions with the May 1 decision deadline coming up. So best of luck to you all, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/urban assembly. Thank you again and have a great rest of your day.